Hello and welcome to our program Where God Weeps, a program in which we talk about the situation of the suffering church around the world. India is the second most populated country in the world, one of the most thriving economies in the world, and a powerful protagonist in the international scenarios. Nevertheless, poverty, corruption, malnutrition, inadequate public health care, and terrorism keep shadowing the Indian panorama. A complex mosaic of cultures, religion, ethnic groups, and languages, this country presents an amazing challenge to the Catholic Church and a territory full of opportunities. To tell us more about the work of the Church in India, it is my privilege to welcome Sister Mary Joseph Ponat of the Daughters of St. Paul. Sister, welcome to our program.
Thank you.
Sister, are you originally from India?
I'm originally from India, yes.
What part of India?
South India, Kerala.
But now your pastoral work is in another part of the country.
Correct. See, I left my home state in 1969. Since then, I must say practically I worked quite many years in Mumbai itself. Then I also worked 10 years in Northeast, 3 years in Calcutta, and I think few months in Secunderabad.
So you really have a vision of the reality of the work that the Daughters of St. Paul are doing all over the country.
Yes, sure.
And you've been with the Daughters of St. Paul for how long?
Now it is going to be my, next year will be the 40th year of my profession.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I bet that it has been a life full of joys and adventures and challenges.
Nothing to say. I really enjoyed my life and still enjoying my life among the Daughters of St. Paul.
Sister, Mumbai, the city where you're living now, it's one of the largest urban areas in the world. And but something very particular of this region is that the contrast of wealth and poverty is incredible. What kind of work are you doing in this particular urban area?
The Daughters of St. Paul is a congregation that do the evangelization through mass media. So, but we are not saying that we are neglecting the poor. We are targeting the poor in spirit, as the gospel says, the poor in spirit. So mainly we go to the schools, and we go to the villages, we go to the families, we go to the parishes. We meet everyone, rich and poor alike. So then we also conduct programs for youth. Nowadays, for example, the young people themselves are having problems. The parents complain that they don't listen to them, they don't have values, and parents have no time to educate them because they all are working parents. So we also organize programs like Sundays, if it is Catholic students on Sundays, if it is non-Christians in schools during the weekdays. We ask the teachers, the principal to give us 40 minutes, 45 minutes in a class certain days, and we talk to them about values. We cannot tell them about the gospel. It is the gospel value we cannot tell because we are living in a mixed culture, mixed religion. But we can tell them the values of love, forgiveness, understanding, respect for parents. Everyone is happy about it. That's how we work among the people.
You know, I wanted to ask you about that, Sister. How is the daily life of the Catholic community in a mosaic like the society in Mumbai, with so many cultures, so many religions, so many languages? How is this presence of Catholic people amongst such variety?
I think the people of Mumbai, particularly the Catholics, they are quite staunch. They are very rooted in faith.
They are.
They are. And they are very faithful to the religious practices and attending masses every Sunday, particularly on Sundays, going for confessions. All these, they are very faithful to religious practices. And they are very good people, I must say, the Catholic crowd of Mumbai. Though they belong to different states, different languages, even Catholics, they belong to three rites.
Three different rites.
Different rites. So, but even then they coexist well, I must say.
Why do you think that the Catholics in Mumbai have such a strong commitment to live their Christian life?
I feel something is in them. Also, there is a lot of groups, smaller groups like small Christian communities, charismatic groups, prayer experiences organized by the church itself. So they participate in all these. And there's a kind of, they feel obliged to belong to the church, to do their religious practices. I don't know if it is a fear or if it is a commitment, whatever. They are very faithful. And you see them, for example, every Friday of Lenten season, there are buses going together to one place. There's a place known as a Tabor Ashram, where the retreat is conducted in different languages. So people go there and each one go to their language, what they speak. They attend the whole day retreat, then they come back on Fridays. So I think their faith is strong, I must say. At least my experience dealing with them is that.
Sister, and how is the relationship with other religions like Hinduism, Buddhism, Islam? Because all these are part of the tapestry of Mumbai and of India.
Yeah. Even the relationship, actually, church is very open. And we don't even call them non-Christians. There is a culture in India that we don't call them non-Christians, but we call them people of other faith. It creates meaning for them. So they are very happy to hear that people of other faith. And we organize once a year a kind of inter-religious get-together. In fact, Cardinal, another get-together, every Christmas he calls the people of all religion, especially the priests and leading members of different religion. We have a prayer service together with the Cardinal Gracious every year in Mumbai, which they all appreciate very much. So there is no tension between Christians and other religion. The problem is created by a few fanatics, Hindus. They create because of their own vested interest. Otherwise, I feel it is not that we are having in Mumbai, the persecution, not because of the relationships.
Sister, this is very interesting because I think it's in our mind those sad memories of the episodes of a few years ago in Orissa, where precisely as you mentioned, some Hindu fanatics attacked some Christians, specifically some Catholic communities. So you see that this is a completely different reality.
Yes.
What you live in Mumbai to what is in Orissa. Orissa, just give us a geographical location of Orissa and Mumbai to understand, because India is such a huge
I think,
country.
Yes, it is. There is a geographical differences of, we usually travel by train, not very plane. So to go to Orissa, it takes around 24 hours of journey from Mumbai to Orissa by train.
Amazing.
Yes.
It's like going in Europe from one point to the other, or the United States from one coast to another.
So the differences in reality is that the people of Orissa, Bihar, they are tribals. They are not educated people. And the political group exploit them. Political as well as mainly socio-political issues are the one, not a religious issue, that these persecutions are taking place. At least that is what we all read it, not because Catholics or Christians are doing anything to them. Because these tribals were being exploited by the landlords. So once the education is brought to them by the Catholic community or Christian community, these tribals will not allow them to exploit any longer. They try to respond.
And that creates the friction.
That creates the friction.
Landlords.
So they don't like the Christians, Catholics. In fact, they don't like the missionaries. Because of the education that is provided, they are not able to get their vested interests carried out.
This is very interesting, sister, because, for instance, Mumbai has one of the highest literacy rates in the whole continent. Do you think that this could work like, let's say, an antidote against fanaticism and this type of conflicts?
It is, because even Mumbai is having the persecution, but not explicit.
What do you mean?
Because of late, 2-3 crucifixes were destroyed, priests were attacked, schools were attacked. All this happened, but it is all happens not be persecution explicit. Night they go and destroy this and things like that. Also lately 6,000 Catholics were reconverted to Hinduism in Mumbai, just lately. But what happens is that they were Hindus, they got converted to Catholicism. Now these Hindus go and tell them, so no, you have to be purified and then you have to come back to Hinduism. So 6,000 are reconverted back to Hinduism lately. So these all happening in Mumbai, but not explicitly as in Bihar, Orissa. Even now also Orissa has persecutions, not that they don't have it. But Mumbai has a subtle way of entering into it, the others more explicit, because there is no one to ask. Mumbai have people to question. That's the difference, because of the education, knowledge.
Now, sister, when we talk about people from India, we get this image of people very aware of their spiritual life.
Yeah.
Is this an advantage in your pastoral work? Or it might be a disadvantage in a sense that, you know, when you're so aware and in need of spiritual knowledge and guidance, you can go from one religion to another, to a sect, to what is the reality of this?
The reality is the people of India basically are religious. Which religion, it's a different thing. For example, in none of us, in our blood, it is written you belong to Christian or you belong to Hindu or you belong to Muslim, right? We are born in a religious community.
Yes.
Then we become that part of that religious community, and that religion we accept it. So, whichever religion it may be, India has maybe it is inbuilt in Indians the rootedness in spirituality. Because if you look at the history, prehistory, the rishis and maharshis of India were living in forests, praying, contemplating, and that is still even in the mentality, in the psychology of Indians, it is there. So for us, I must say there is no disadvantage in them, but we cannot go and tell them the religion that you believe is wrong. No. You believe in one true God, everybody accept. Whether the God is Father, Son and Holy Spirit, or Krishna or Muhammad, that's a different thing. But all of them believe in God, perhaps including the fanatics. They may not tell explicitly, but they will be believing in something. Even for me, we respect very much. If I am talking to a Hindu, I will not mention the name of Jesus Christ, which means I will be put off. But I will tell the values I live in my religious life. Because of Jesus Christ, I believe this, I respect what you believe. This is how we dialogue among ourselves.
And that makes your work more efficient, I assume.
Exactly, exactly. The moment we go with the Jesus Christ is the Lord, if you say, then they put them off. But we accept them as our brother or sister. Then you dialogue with them, the one true God. I say, I believe in one true God who is Father, Son and Holy Spirit. They say, I believe in Jesus Christ who is my Krishna. I believe in my God who is Krishna. So I respect that. But the values, we share on more on values, only then we have access to them.
And I think if in any country it would be important to live this is in India. I mean, probably in different parts of the world, but I think India, because of this particularity of such deep-rooted spirituality in all the people, religion is in a daily basis. You're dealing with it constantly.
Yeah.
It's not like in some other parts of the Western cultures where we go to Mass on Sundays, we might have a conversation with our friends, but in India, it's hour by hour.
Yeah.
You're involved in this.
Very much, very much. Even to speak of my state, Kerala, you go by 7 o'clock in any family, the rosary will be going on, the family prayer.
That's beautiful.
Family prayer.
That's beautiful.
Then also, they may not be able to go for Mass daily, but they will go for retreats, talks, wherever they get a spiritual nourishment, they go. Also in Mumbai. Mumbai may not be night prayer, I do not know how faithful they are, but these spiritual exercises, they are very faithful.
Sister, I'm going to change a little bit the topic because you are a woman and you are from India, and this is something that we also have seen in the news lately, and it's this violence against women in India. Why do you think this happens in your country?
It is something very sad. At the same time, nobody is able to answer the why of it, because there are a lot of organizations of women are working against it. But still it is happening. And I do not know, it is like many other things come and go, but it's a very sad thing. And in fact, Catholic Church has one office for women empowerment, not only one, but still these atrocities are happening against women.
And I guess education and a lot of the work that you do should be a weapon against this.
That we are trying to do all what we can. One thing is, what we are saying is that these people who really attack women and do harm to the women are is also maybe, I'm not 100% sure, like kind of not educated crowd. Mm-hmm. Again, I'm telling you, most of them are not educated. So for them, maybe some revenge to be taken or something, we don't know what it is. So things like that. So it is a sad thing. Education, but educated people, I don't think, unless they are instigating people to do it. For example, lately, around 6 years ago, I don't know if you know, one sister was killed. She was working among these tribals.
Yes.
And she was empowering them not to be slaves of these people who are having their vested interest. She was educating them. So on her way in the bus, they just chopped her off, cut her into pieces, and she's gone. But after her whole family, she's from Kerala, family forgave this man who did it, and her sister, the sister who died, that is Sister Rani Maria, her sister is also a religious nun in the same congregation. She went to visit this culprit in the jail. He asked pardon. Now he is completely converted. He is converted.
What a story.
And he went to the family of the sister. He is living a very good life. Now the other religious fanatics are attacking him, telling that you are becoming a Catholic, it is not correct. He said, no, I have not become a Catholic, but I believe what Catholics does.
What about the social caste system? Does that have an impact in your pastoral work?
We don't have much problem with the caste, because not in every state. But for us, for our activity, we treat everybody equally, and we never had a problem because of the caste for our mission. Even I don't think any of the sisters and priests had a problem because of the caste. Only maybe like Andhra and all, when bishop is appointed, if he does not belong to this particular caste, then the reactions are there, but not for us.
Sister, let's talk now about specifically your work. What kind of work the Daughters of St. Paul are doing in media?
Media, we first of all we have a publication known as Pauline Publications. We publish around 100 plus books every year, and then we have a sender, Pauline Communications. We also bring out DVDs. Those are the productions that we do, and these productions are sent to the villages and other schools.
And this is catechetical material mostly?
No, moral education materials we call it. Actually, animation materials we call it.
And explain me the difference. Why do you call it that? Or what is the nature of this content?
Because it is not included in the school curriculum, no. But ours is all value-based programs.
Oh, I see. So that gives you the opportunity to be included in the secular curriculum of the schools.
Yeah. Then we, wherever we can go, we go personally. Otherwise, we give to the schools. We distribute. Of course, they buy it. They pay a price because we can't afford to, the expenses. No, they pay for us, but then they are waiting. Many people will come to buy this because they can use for the animation in the parishes, in the schools, in the villages. So the material is ready. That is one thing. Then wherever we ourselves can go, we do go.
Sister, and what would you like the Universal Church to know about the needs that the Daughters of St. Paul, particularly your congregation, have in Mumbai?
Yes, I can say we are the only congregation that deals with only media. The only congregation. I mean to say there is one is known as Society of St. Paul Fathers, and we the Daughters of St. Paul. And other congregations are running schools, hospitals, and they take some kind of little part-time these. And I must say we are well appreciated not only in Mumbai, all over India, and many bishops call us to open a house in their places because we provide for them the spiritual materials for the schools or for the church. Also, we get involved in the schools with our publications or our productions or our animation works. And wherever we are, we have a Pauline Book and Media Center. We have 15 houses in India, communities, 18 Pauline Book and Media Centers, including 2 inside the hospitals. Because in the hospital of St. John's, I don't know if you know, it's a big hospital in Bangalore. We have a shop, center, where the doctors, nurses and the patients come in. So for them also, a spiritual material, also moral materials, they come and collect it. Then there is another Holy Family Hospital in Delhi, also we are there inside the hospital with a bookshop. So we are available to the needs of the local church wherever we are called.
That is really wonderful, Sister, to bring the gospel
yes.
In such an efficient way to different corners of society. That's
also,
really...
I want to tell, no? St. Paul has said the Areopagus of today.
Yeah.
We have made our bookshop the Areopagus of today. In the sense, if a Catholic go in, they have all Catholic materials. If a Hindu comes in, he has, including his Ramayana, Mahabharata, inside it is there, but there is also things that for him psycho-spiritual experiences. So he takes a book which is gentle, very happy with it. So we all our centers, we make available everything for everyone, but make it sure that nothing deviates them from moral life. That's every book is gone through, every CDs, every VCDs, every MP3s, everything is gone through, only then it gets into the shop.
Sister, thank you so much for this time that you gave us and have the opportunity to know more about this fantastic work that your congregation is doing in India and really all over the world.
All over the world.
Thank
we are
you,
in
Sister.
54 countries.
54. How many sisters?
2,300, something like that. Approximately, I don't know exact. But anyway, it is 2,000 plus.
Well, thank you, Sister, for being with us in this program of Where God Weeps.
Thank you. Welcome. You are welcome.
And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being in another episode of Where God Weeps. If you want to learn more about the situation of the church in India, we encourage you to contact the information at the end of this program. Thank you, and God bless.